All right, so good evening, everyone. Uh, First of all, welcome to MentorMeUp. I am very happy to see all of you, this Tuesday evening. Some of you might be working, some of you might be not, but I am very sure weekdays are hectic for all of us. So, yeah, I am Aman Jain, by the way, guys. I am from XLRI Jamshedpur. I'm a current student at XLRI Jamshedpur. I have given examinations twice. First, I gave my exams in 2020 season. Then again, I gave my exams back again in 2022 seasons. I've had the privilege of giving 26 interviews till now for B schools, and I've been fortunate enough to convert 25 of them. FMS, XLRI, COICOD, IFT, MDI, IIT Bombay being some of them. Right. So this is something that I always wanted to do. Right. I used to do it and I've been doing it for 2, 3 years now. Right. I've never had, a formalized independent platform of mine. So we've started this for you, right? Why have we started this? Because we always feel that the current hierarchy that exists, the current, status quo that exists for preparation of all these examinations, of course, it's important, and the way it is going, it is required to go in that particular way. But what I always feel is there is some loophole that exists in this level of preparation, which I also felt in my time, which we thought we have to disrupt, right? Some of them being, you don't have, any personalized guidance of where you're going wrong, what you're doing wrong, right? Apart from that, sometimes problems and solutions are very specific to students, right? Your coaching institutes, of course, help you on a broader level, but I think that edge comes up with, personalization. So here we are to give you that personalization. Secondly, we always feel that when I say we, it's me, my fellow mentors who've gone through all of this. We always feel that, to get that extra edge, you need some sort of things that you do apart from others, right? For that, you need a system, a developed system which help you follow and go through the examinations and get the best out of it, right? When I talk about it, things like all of you give mocks, right? And some of you have given CAT before, some of you have not. But for those who have given CAT before, know how important mocks is. But more than how important they are, it's very important to analyze them as well. But no coaching institute exactly tells you how to analyze those mocks in a systematic way. No one is there to monitor what your analysis has been over time to see and recommend you some changes, which you can make and see an improvement in your mock scores the next time, right? So these are some of the things we're here to solve for all of you. We're here to not get you to an X percentile, but we're here to get you to a X plus that delta percentile, which is required for you to get that better college that you all aim and aspire for, right? So this is the vision of Mentor Me Up, right? This session, let me just set the agenda for this session. The agenda for this session is just to clear. We will surely be having a formal introductory session on Friday, but before that, this session is there to help you with your doubts, right? A lot of you have a lot of doubts, a lot of things that you need clarifications with. So this session is there just to clear all those doubts, anything and everything regarding CAT, regarding the MBA circuit that you have and that you want to know. Feel free to let me know, and I'll help you with that for sure. So one by one, you guys can go ahead, maybe start raising hands, and then you can just go one by one and don't hesitate to ask any doubt. Understand that two people, beggars and students, if they hesitate, they can't grow, right? So don't hesitate with anything. Make sure any doubt that you have gets cleared here. Of course, we'll have a lot of these. Every week, we'll hold 1 or 2 doubt sessions for you. As you go, you'll have more doubts. So we'll hold more doubt sessions for you, of course. But this is the first one of them. So anything regarding your preparation, regarding your college, regarding your background, anything that's bothering you right now, please let me know and I would love to solve that for you. Yeah, you can go ahead. And do not hesitate. I mean, we're all here to grow, right? So make sure you are here to get your doubts cleared and you get your doubts cleared for sure. So do not hesitate about anything. Feel free to ask whatever you want to ask. And don't make me pick names, okay? Uh, Anyone can go first.
Hi, Aman. Yogita this side.
Hey, Yogita, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm done with my office. I had my office till 8:30. I'm just, you know, just got free now. So yeah, let me know. What do you need help with?
So actually, I have a engineering background. Although
Okay.
I have the engineering background, I am very weak in quant. So for that,
Okay.
to strengthen that, I need very practice about quant. But due to my hectic schedule, I am working as a professional. So it is difficult for me to practice quant. So I was concerned about that.
All right. So understand that quant is a section, right, which is problem for a lot of students, right? I mean, non-engineers are pretty infamous for that, that, they don't understand quant, but I think it's a problem which is straightforward across engineers and non-engineers, right? So for quant, understand that how is quant different from other sections, right? VARC and DILR, they are very unsystematic in their own ways, right? GILR as a section can have anything and everything as a form of a set. VARC also does not, require you to cover certain things like DILR to be able to do good in that section. But quant is a section which requires two things, right? First of all the subject or all the topics that are there in quant. Now, in a quant paper, made be CAD, XAT, or any other OMAT, there are questions from almost all the subtopics, be it algebra, be it arithmetic, be it geometry, right? So first of all, if you face problems with quant, understand, have you covered all the subtopics of quant to its theoretical depth, right? I always categorize them into two, three layers, right? First, you have to cover the concepts of any particular topic that you pick. Second, you have to practice level one questions, easy questions. Thirdly, you have to pick level two questions, and then you pick the extreme hard questions, right? So make sure you follow that particular order in order to get good at quants, right? First of all, identify what are those topics which are your strengths, what are those topics which are your weaknesses. One myth that people have is you need to cover anything and everything around maths to do good in quants. What I have understood over my experience is to do good in quant out of those 66 marks, you just need, for a 99 percentile, you maybe need a 30 or a 32, right? Now, to get 32, 33 marks, you just need 10, 11 questions correct out of 22, right? And if you're aiming for even less, you need even 7, 8 questions correct. Now, for doing 7, 8 questions correct, you do not have to know all of it, right? Just make sure you have some topics, maybe arithmetic, maybe algebra, some topics as your absolute strength. Practice them well. Make sure you understand each and every question of those topics. And for all the other topics, make sure you have that level of knowledge that you at least do the easy questions well. Right. So just to summarize what I said, first of all, make sure you cover the conceptual clarity of every topic that's there in quant. After that, identify what are those topics which are your strengths, cover them to the depth, make sure you are able to do even the tough questions of those particular subtopics. And for the other topics, make sure you at least do the L1, L2 questions. Now, what are these L1, L2, L3 questions? Uh, go into more detail in the upcoming sessions, but at least for now, understand them as maybe LOD1, LOD2, or LOD3 of Arun Sharma, just to have a reference, right? So that is what I would like to tell you. And as you move further, as you go into mocks, you will realize what are some mistakes that you're making in quant. So try to identify those mistakes, will help you identify those mistakes. And once you've identified those mistakes, we'll help you solve them as and when we go. Does that answer your question, Yogita?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Aman.
No problem. Thank you so much. Yeah, Shubham, go ahead.
Hello, Aman. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, so I had a doubt regarding gap year. So
All
I'm a
right.
BCom graduate. I graduated last year in March, I guess. Yeah, March. And after that, I was preparing for CAT and all the aptitude exams. Okay, so the results were not quite favorable. So now I'm again preparing for CAT 24. So I had a doubt that does gap year make an impact in your application for IIMs, like good IIMs I'm talking about. So if there's
Correct.
a if there's a student like me who is a BCom graduate, he has no work experience. So, like I have hardly of 3 to 4 months of work experience. Okay, that too I did internship after my college. I was waiting till my mark sheets to be out. Till then, I was just doing internship in a company. So after that, when I started preparing for my all the aptitude exams, I left that job and I started preparing. Results didn't go well. Then again, I'm now preparing for CAT. So now there's a gap here. Okay. So like how much of impact it will have on the applications?
All right. So understand one thing that I always advise students is there are some things that you can control, there are some things that you can't control, right? Gap year being one of them, right? Now you have gap year in your profile. First of all, for any question that you have regarding, what should I do about it? First, think that can I do something about it at all, right? People ask me that my 10 scores are just 74%. Do I even stand a chance at good colleges? Understand that can you go back and change your 10th standard marks? You cannot, right? So step one is to identify if you can do something for that, if you can change it in any way or not, right? So for gap that has been accumulated before, can you change it? No, right? Now for the next year's cat, what you
Yeah.
can do is see, understand. Yeah, I understood. So understand that everything can be compensated by something else, right? In your case, for all of your cases, CAT is something which heavily compensates for all of it. Just to give you an example, I've known students with 2, 3, 4 years gap years also. They've
Like
been
they didn't
preparing for
work
UPSC.
for the
Exactly.
whole
They didn't work.
3 months.
Yeah, yeah, they didn't work. They were
Okay.
preparing for UPSC, let's say, right? Now
Okay.
they were not working, they were preparing for UPSC. There was nothing productive out of them. But I know those students studying in I am Lucknow, I am Bangalore, XLRI as well, FMS as well, right? Now, as we
Mhm.
move further, we'll connect you to mentors like those who have similar problems or profiles like you, just so that you
Mhm.
can take help from them. But to answer your question, I've seen people from your kinds of issues with all of the top colleges, right? So even if you have some gap year, understand you have to compensate it with something else. Now in your case, that is a good cat score, right? So as long as you're able to get a good cat score at the end of the day, nothing else matters. After getting a good cat score, we'll help you prepare for the interviews, how you can tackle those questions of gap years in the interviews, and you should be sorted for that, right? So don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay. So, like we can also do some kind of certifications, right? Just to
Yeah,
justify.
yeah, you
Like I've
can.
heard
You
about it that people says that you can do some certifications. You can show it to them on your resume, and you can show them the its certificates as well. So,
see,
like, is it true that, or is
understand
it
that
just a challenge?
they've been taking interviews for past 18, 20 years, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they know things in and out, all right?
Okay.
They know that why would someone randomly do certifications and not do a job, right? A certification can never replace a job, right? So they
Exactly.
understand that if you're doing a certification, it's not because you badly wanted to do a certification, but just because you wanted to compensate it for your job, right? So do
Mm-hmm.
the certification if you want to gain that knowledge which you can put up in the interview, but do not do the
Mm-hmm.
certification just for the document sake of it, because honestly they don't care,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if
Like
you can
they.
gain some knowledge out of it, that's good enough. But also
Mhm.
make sure that you do not hamper your CAT preparation because of any of these supplementary materials, right? Understand that if you have 10 certifications but not a good CAT score, that certification will not be able to replace that CAT score, right? So understand and take that into consideration while you do those.
Okay, okay. Like I did have just one doubt. I have two, three. So if may I like,
Sure, sure, go ahead.
yeah, okay, thank you. So, like I am a bit weak in VARC. So, like what can I do to upscale in it?
Correct. So we'll have a VRC specific session as well later on. But just to give you an idea, just to give you 2, 3 pointers which you can do, which you can take care of just so that you can improve in that subject is, first of all, VRC requires a lot of reading, right? Now, a lot of us for the past 3, 4 years maybe do not have a good reading habit because just because we don't read a lot, right? So make
Yeah.
sure that you embrace that reading habit
Mhm.
very, very properly. Make sure that you have a habit just so that you can read maybe 500, 600 words without taking a break and absorbing all of it very properly. So you can read good blogs, you can read aeon essays, you can read quality articles that exist which are on the similar lines of cat, right? First is that get
Yeah.
good habit. Secondly, do not just read, try to comprehend every single thing that you read, right? One is reading, second is understanding. Cat requires more of understanding aspect than just reading aspect. So anything and everything that
Mhm.
you read, make sure you try and make some sense out of it after you read that, right? That is point number
Yeah.
two. And point number three is while you're solving the VRC questions, while you're attempting any of the past cats or mocks, understand that there is a specific strategy to attempt every single type of question, right? First of all,
Mhm.
identify what
Okay.
is that strategy of yours that you're using. I mean, have you've identified that your VRC is not good, so I'm assuming you would have solved some questions. So identify what is that style that you take to solve those questions. While we do those VRC sessions, we'll tell you what is an ideal style that we use to solve those questions, which has gotten us accuracy, and then compare both of them and see how much delta is there, right? Whatever strategy is there in our mind, try that in one or two mocks of yours and see if it gets you improvement. And if it does, like let's say in VRC, we give multiple strategies. First is reading the entire thing, then going to questions. Second is first reading the questions, then reading the passage. Right. So there are different kinds of strategies that we use, which is different for different students. Right. So as we go ahead, we'll give you a bit more of clarity on what you can do to exactly improve a section. But if you want to do something now, let's say for the next 1 week, 10 days, try reading as much as you can. Right. Try
Okay.
summarizing it
Yeah.
in your head. Try, it's very important that out of that 500-word RC, you can summarize that RC maybe in 50 words, or maybe you can find out those 10 important lines that exist in an RC from which the questions can mainly be built. So try to think from
Okay.
that angle, try to have a backward thinking just so that you can improve upon in the subject. Yeah.
Okay, okay, so thank you so much. And sorry, my last question is, what are the sources that where we can get questions on DILR? So basically, like in my last year, I have realized that you can get VRC content. Okay, there are issues, there are newspapers, there are editorials. You will
Yeah.
also get once questions, but for DILR, it is something like DIL. I feel DILR has a very vast
Correct. Got your
it's
question.
very vast because anything can come
Got
up.
your
But
got
obviously,
your
in
question.
this
Got your
last
question.
year's CAT examination, so there was stats infused with DILR. There was some
Got your
matrix, and they infused stats in it. So, like questions like these, like where can we get it online?
Got it. So understand that DLR, as I told just right when I was answering Yogita's question, it is totally unsystematic in nature, right? I mean, even after you solve the entirety of maybe 600, 700 sets, you still will see a new set in CAT, right? Through
Exactly.
DLR practice, what we aim to do is generate that level of thinking through which we analyze the problem and find out a way to solve that problem, right? Now, that problem may or may not be seen before while you were solving questions. So, one to answer your question, one source that exists, which I also used in my time, is a YouTube channel known as Anastasis Shankar. Right now, it's a free
Sorry.
YouTube channel.
Can you repeat,
Just
please?
write Shankar DILR on YouTube and you'll get it. Right. So that is a good channel where you'll get like 200 sets. It's entirely free. Also, while we go ahead, we'll give you both solved and unsolved sets for DILR, which are very very important, or which are specifically there to help you with generating that level of thinking.
Mhm.
We'll also give you those sets as we move further, but till then you can just type Shankar DLR and get those questions.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Amar sir.
No
It
problem.
was really
All
great
the best.
talking to you.
Yeah. Yeah, Abhinav, go ahead. Abhinav, just Abhinav, yeah. Yeah, Abhinav, go ahead. You don't have it out? Okay, Yati.
Hello, Aman. Good evening.
Hey, Yati, good evening.
Yeah. So like for me, I am targeting a HR specialized MBA. So XLR
Okay.
is one of the best B schools for it, as far as I know, and that is like my dream B school that I want to get to.
Yeah.
So I already gave one attempt of that in January 2024.
Okay.
So, like, my first question is usually what are the cutoffs of XLRI?
All right.
So,
So,
I am a diversity female. So,
mhm.
what would be a cutoff, a safe percentile that I should score, which would, like, get me an interview?
All right. So, for general non-engineer females, the cutoff usually varies. Okay, understand that it depends on the number of candidates that there are, how many candidates they are looking to interview, and everything. But just to give you, and also there are sectional cutoffs at the end of the day. But to give
Mm-hmm.
you and you'll find those cutoffs on the website. But to give you an idea, the safe cutoff that a general non-engineer female should have to stand a realistic chances is like 92, 93 plus for the HR specialization, right? Now, I've seen people with 89, 90 percentile also getting into HR specialization, females. But then, of course, that's not a percentile which you should like rely upon, right? So to
Mm-hmm.
have like a safe chance at getting the interview, and if you do like decent enough getting a seat at XLRI, should be 93, 94. Right? If you score in that range, you surely will get a interview call if you clear the sectional cutoffs, but you will also have a decent enough chance to get in.
Yes. So, when we talk about IIMs, like some of the top IIMs, so they have a lot of criteria based upon the profile, right? So, like the CAT percentile matters up to a certain amount, and then rest of it is based on the profile. So, is that a similar case in XLRI, or XLRI is more of a cutoff based exam?
Yeah, so basically XLRI, while giving you the interview calls, just focuses on your ZAP score, right? But after you get an interview, of course, they have their own criterias. It's just that they don't reveal the criteria, but they surely have one. They have some percentage for 10th, 12th, work experience, diversity, everything. So they surely do have a criteria, but it's just that they do not reveal it. But to get an interview, they do not have a criteria. It's just your ZAP score which gets you an interview.
Okay. So like for me, personally, I feel that ZAT was a better exam than CAT because of the fact that, I'm weaker in quants. And like ZAT has only one section that is like mathematically based and two sections based on English. So I roughly have to cover up, a gap of 10 percentile to reach the 92, 93 mark that, you were talking about.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't get the last part. What was it?
Sorry, just a second. I'm so sorry. You can take somebody else's doubt. I'll just get back to you in a minute.
Sure, sure. Just some people have just put things in chat box. Let me just see it. Um, Not able to start DLR. It's been more than 3 months. I've started prep. Kindly help me. Okay, so for DILR, Suresh, understand that start with basic questions like arrangement, pie charts, bar graphs, normal questions, right? Pick up CAT 2017, 2018, 2019 papers, right? Start from the DILR sets of those, right? Sit with those sets, give them your time, give them like half an hour, 40 minutes per set, think about them through. Right. If you still don't get it, look at the solutions. That's how you start it. So pick easy questions, easy sets first. Try to have that thought process in order to understand how to solve the DILR sets. And once maybe you've solved 30, 40 sets like this, then you can pick up sets from the sources that we tell you. And also we'll also give you some sets to practice based on your level. So we'll be segregating questions from all the sections into your difficulty level. So for a student who faces difficulty in any particular section, will be given easy sections of those easy questions from those sections. A person who feels they're very, very proficient in a section will be given tough questions from those sections. So till we reach that particular point in time, start with previous CAT papers, start with Anastasis Shankar, right? Develop that short process, and once you're done with it, we'll surely pick that up for you.
Yeah,
Also,
hi Aman, I am back. I'm so sorry. Like somebody
yeah, yeah,
interrupted.
go
Yeah.
ahead.
So my question was like, yes. So like there is like a 10 percentile difference that I would need to cover. So are there any tips that, or like some specific areas that I should be concentrating upon, which would help me take that leap of around 10 percentile?
All right. So this currently is becoming very vague because honestly, I don't know which section is your strong section, which section is your weak
Mm-hmm.
section. I do not know what is your weak area, what is the mistake that you're currently making in your examinations. So for to answer this particular question, I would have to take a deeper look at all these specifics for you. right?
Okay.
Maybe whenever we have a personalized mentor guidance, we'll surely do that. And once we have that level of knowledge, we will surely give you something which is tailored according to you, right? Now, you will be allotted a mentor later on, which will help you end to end with all your queries, right? And why we are doing it is because we understand that, in a coaching setting, there are 1,000, 2,000 people who are preparing at the same time, right? There's no one to see where Yati stands, right? Or what mistake Yati is making, and they don't have track for, and there are platforms like Talkmate also. But why do we not like it is because taking one session with a mentor will not help you at all. You need to
Yeah.
sit with them in 4 or 5 settings just so that they know what mistake you make, how have you been improving, how they have to guide you, right? So we'll surely do that. We will give you uh, a personalized mentor who will be there to understand all of your problems and then give you solutions accordingly, right? This will take time, right? I do not want to rush into giving you a random tip, but just so that just some general tips for improvement are that, in an examination like that, one thing is very, very important is switching sections, right? So you need to have a strategy of switching sections.
Mhm.
What happens is in a 3 hour test where there are no sectional time limits, people tend to overdo a section, get bored, and not give enough time to the other section. So make
Mhm.
sure that you give time to all the sections. Make sure you know when to switch, when to stay, right? And
Okay.
understand that how to find LOD1 questions, how to find easy questions and attempt them first, just so that you clear that minimum level of cutoff, right?
Mhm.
And if you be slightly careful of not wasting enough time into questions which are not doable, that should at least give you a push of maybe 8 to 10% time.
Okay. Thank you so much. That was really helpful.
No problem, Yati. Okay, I'll just take up the chat questions. Just give me 2 minutes, guys. Yogita is asking also, do we need to build a profile from IM interview from now onwards? No, it's okay. I mean, right now, just focus on CAT properly. If side by side you can do something, if you can do a project, maybe if you can do anything that can add value to your profile, that will be good. But do not do anything at the cost of your CAT preparation, is what I would say. Okay. I am from biology background and I'm doing undergraduation. What I need to do improve various section mainly in digital literary and logical reasoning. What is digital literary? Can you explain? You can just type in. Meanwhile, I clear the other people's doubt. Pratham is asking, I'm solving 200 RC by now, still no improvement. 2, 4 come right only, and 12, 15 minutes needed. LRES started recently, quant unable to solve medium to difficult level questions. Okay. All right. Understand, guys, you have good 7 months from now, right? It's okay to not being able to solve a lot of questions right now. It's okay to face difficulties in, problems right now, because that's how you'll improve, right? So one thing that you need to always have is consistency, yeah, right? Even if you're not able to do a lot of questions right now, even if you're facing a lot of issues right now, that's the way to grow, yeah, right? Understand that CAT is on the last Sunday of this November. It is just 16th April right now. So there will be a lot of struggle involved. There will be a lot of pain points involved, but that's how you'll grow. And that's where we are to help you with all those pain points, just so that you don't struggle alone. We struggle there with you, right? So don't worry. We will make sure, Pratham, that you're through with this. Do you have
हेलो
anything special? Yeah, go ahead.
हेलो अमन एक्चुअली मेरा डाउट है ना क्वांट्स में था स्पेसिफिकली लाइक मैंने
ठीक है,
दिसंबर से ही स्टार्ट किया था और अब तक मतलब ऑलमोस्ट हो गया है मेरा क्वांट्स करके
ठीक
मॉडर्न
है,
मैथ थोड़ा बाकी है वैसे लेकिन
ठीक है।
मेन प्रॉब्लम है ना मतलब दो इसमें आ रहे हैं पहली बात तो जो अरिथमेटिक का पार्ट है उसमें
हम्म,
मतलब मेरे बहुत सी प्रैक्टिस हो गई है लेकिन मीडियम टू डिफिकल्ट लेवल के क्वेश्चंस मतलब बन ही नहीं रहे और सॉल्यूशन देख
ठीक
के
है,
भी समझ ही नहीं रहा कि मतलब ये किया क्या है और
ठीक है।
स्पेसिफिकली अलजेब्रा में डाउट है कि वो उसमें वेरिएबल्स होते हैं मतलब एक्स वेरिएबल वाई वेरिएबल इन्फिनिटी वगैरह ऐसे क्वेश्चंस होते हैं वो समझ में ही नहीं आते और फंक्शंस अभी सीख रहा हूँ तो वो मतलब पूरा बाउंसर जा रहा है कुछ समझ ही नहीं रहा क्या है तो वो कैसे
All right.
tackle करूँ?
All right, got it, got it. ठीक है. See, this happens with people who do not have a lot of proficiency in mathematics. ठीक है, वो होता ही है. जब आपका उतना ज्यादा बैकग्राउंड नहीं होता है या फिर जब आपका टच छूट जाता है ना थोड़ा सा, तब इट इज वेरी नॉर्मल फॉर यू टू नॉट गेट अ हैंग ऑफ इट व्हेन यू स्टार्ट डूइंग इट, राइट? तो पहली बात तो ये, इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू कॉम्प्रिहेंड सॉल्यूशंस जो दिए हुए हैं वो भी ना, तो मेक श्योर यू गो बैक. इशू क्या होता है ना, व्हाट पीपल फील इज कि हमने अगर एक बार कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ लिया है, उसके बाद we'll just keep doing questions again and again and again. right? But understand that when you're doing questions and you face problems while you do the solutions of those questions also, तब it's very important to go back again to the concepts and see कि यार ये जो चीज ये जो solution लिखा है उसका exact मतलब क्या है, right? तो what people do is they feel कि एक linear path है, once you come forward you can't go backward, but आ भी गए हो आगे, अगर problems भी कर रहे हो तो भी feel free to go back into the concepts back, right? Also दूसरी चीज ये भी कि अगर कोई question नहीं आ रहा है समझना, we've created this boot camp level setting, the group level setting for you guys, just so that you can share whatever you feel you have doubts with, whatever you feel you do not understand, put it up in the group, and there will be someone, there will be a lot of mentors, there will be me, there will be other students who will be good at quants, and they'll also, let's say someone is good at quants, they need help with VRC, they can put up a VRC question. Maybe you are good at DILR, so you can solve DILR questions. So similarly, you can put up those quant questions. We will try to make you understand in the best possible manner, and I'm very sure you'll get those things clear. Don't worry about it. ठीक है?
सर एक बात ऐड करनी थी।
Okay.
मतलब मैं किसी एकेडमी को नाम नहीं रख रहा, इसलिए किसी का नाम नहीं लूंगा, लेकिन मतलब जो कुछ मैं सोर्सेस से मतलब क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर रहा था ना, तो उसके अगर सॉल्यूशंस देखो तो वो मतलब समझ में नहीं आते। और समझ में नहीं आते क्यों आते कि मतलब उन्होंने जो सॉल्यूशन दिया है ना वो मतलब ऐसा बहुत लेंदी होता है, और बहुत बार ऐसा लगता है कि ये बहुत इररेलेवेंट है। मतलब लाइक वो सेम क्वेश्चन कॉपी पेस्ट करके अगर गूगल में डालो ना तो मतलब बहुत इजी सॉल्यूशंस उसके मिलते हैं। तो ऐसे इसमें कैसे करूँ, क्योंकि मोस्टली जो मतलब मेरे पास मटेरियल है उसके सॉल्यूशंस ऐसे बहुत अजीबोगरीब और मतलब बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स किए हुए हैं।
करेक्ट, गॉट इट। देखो यार ये चीज ना, यही तो, दीज आर द प्रॉब्लम्स दैट वी वांट टू सॉल्व फॉर यू गाइस, राइट? अब मुझे पता है कि ऐसे बहुत से क्वेश्चंस है। बाय द वे आई हैव गिवन कैट ट्वाइस, राइट? तो फर्स्ट कैट में आई हैव गिवन कैट दिस ईयर आल्सो अगेन माय सेल्फ, बाय द वे, राइट? सो दिस ईयर आई हैड लाइक 100 परसेंटाइल इन क्वांट, ठीक है? अब मैं अगर तुम्हें ऑनेस्ट बात बताऊं ना, व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन समवन डूइंग ग्रेट इन क्वांट्स एंड समवन डूइंग नॉट इज, someone who scores really good in quants understand कि हमें वहां पे solution नहीं लिखना है एग्जाम में, right? All that we need to do is get to the answer that's there, right? So we find the easiest way to do it, whether it be putting options, whether it be assuming values, whether it be any particular thing. अब कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट का क्या प्रॉब्लम होता है कि वो लोग वहां पे लिखते नहीं है कि यहाँ पे तुम वैल्यू पुट करके कर लो तो तुम्हारा आंसर बहुत इजीली आ जाएगा. I've seen questions where you put values, you get answers in 40 seconds, you solve that entire thing, it takes you 2.5 minutes, right? तो वहां पे यही इशू होता है कि उनको बस किसी तरीके से सॉल्यूशन लिखना होता है, even though they know that there exists an easier way to do it, right? But don't worry about it. अगर वहां पे नहीं भी समझ आ रहा, right? Feel free to put that up. We'll help you as much as we can to solve that question in the easiest possible manner, right? और धीरे धीरे make sure you yourself also think about a particular questions in different ways, right? अलग अलग तरीके से visualize करने की कोशिश करो हर क्वेश्चन को, right? Think about how you can do it apart from the traditional way. क्या मैं ऑप्शंस को यूज करके ही डायरेक्टली इसका आंसर निकाल सकता हूँ? क्या मैं कोई एक्स अज्यूम करके इसका आंसर निकाल सकता हूँ, right? So I will host a quant session myself where I'll tell you all of these things. Do not worry about it, but as we go we will make sure that you improve. You do not have to worry anything about it, right? तो अगर कोचिंग का मटेरियल ऐसा लग रहा है कि थोड़ा सा irrelevant भी हो रहा है, we will make sure that the relevance is established for you. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right. Vidhi has been raising her hand for quite some time, and then I'll take up and I'll start.
Hi, Aman.
Hey Vidhi.
Thanks for taking up this initiative. Really appreciate it. Uh, I would give a little bit of background. So I am a working professional right now.
Okay.
By the time I apply, I would complete almost 2 years uh, into HR. So I am planning to definitely appear all the exams possible, which are best for HR domain. However, my question was towards the placement side because even in my coaching class, I spoke to some of my mentors, and they suggested me to do a little more research on the placement side of, because for HRs, especially in IMMs, there's a problem in the placement side, right? And I am, to be honest, my question really comes up because I'm doing well right now in terms of my package. Now, why I'm doing an MBA is to get a jump out of it. So, if I do not get a good placement, then there's no point of me doing so much mehnat. So I wanted your guidance on how it is in IMMs. Do they give good opportunities for the HR roles, and even for XLRI? How was your experience on the placement side?
All right, understood. So to name about HR, the best three colleges that exist, maybe top four colleges that exist for HR are Accelerate, TES, MDI, and SEMHRD. Okay, these are the top four colleges that exist in HR. Now, just to give you a perspective in HR, why there's a very favorable scenario for MBA graduates is because the demand far exceeds the supply. Right? If you look at Accelerate, they have 180 students for HR, out of which 30, 40 students go for non-HR roles. The rest, there are just 140 good HR people in the country, right? Now there are so many. There's such a demand for good HR jobs, but there are just not a lot of people who want to go for these jobs, right? So understand that first of all, the demand supply rule is really skewed. That is something which really pushes the packages up. Now, not to name the companies, XLRI currently hosted its summer internship season, right? There were multiple, I mean, more than 50 plus offers for monthly stipend greater than 2 lakh rupees. Okay. So there 2 months stipend crossed 4 lakh rupees for more than 40-50 students for HR, right? If you look at the placement statistics of any particular college, greater than 2 lakh rupees a month stipend is very rare, right? So to answer your question, the placement scenario is more than favorable for HR graduates. I mean, maybe whenever you take colleges like XLRITS, MDI, all these colleges, they have ample opportunities, and it's not just any company that's coming up. Any company that comes up for HR is a very, very famous company. We have HULs, PNGs, ITC, Colgate, Amazon, Walmart, the big companies who come for HR placements, and all the big ones, honestly. I mean, there's no company particularly which comes up for HR placements, which is unheard of, right? There are not a lot of startups that come for HR jobs. All of them are established companies, and all of them pay. Even the final placements are, towards the north of 25 to 30 lakhs, right? So to look at the placement side of HR, and also just not looking at the numbers, when you enter a college like XLRI and you enter the HR track, they give you such a favorable position in the market that everybody just wants you, right? You tell them that you're an Excel HR graduate, and there is no company, at least out there, who will be, hesitant to give you an interview, right? And it has such a nice mafia built up, the Excel mafia that we talk about. I mean, any company that you pick up, its HR leadership would have an Excel graduate, right? So understand that the scenario is very skewed that way. And that really helps you in getting a good HR career moving forward, getting to that position of CXO, right? So do not worry about it. If you make a decision of doing an MBA, I think that will be one of the best decisions that you can make in your life for an HR MBA.
Okay, okay. Can you repeat the remaining two colleges that you said? You said XLRI it is, and the remaining
XLRI,
two?
MDI, and SCMHRD.
MDI.
Yeah.
And
MDI Gurgaon, XLRI Jamshedpur, TES Mumbai, and SCMHRD Pune. These
okay.
are
And
the top
how
four
about
colleges for HR.
IMMs in terms of placement for HRs?
So IIMs currently are developing their competencies in HR. If you look at IIM Ranchi, IIM Indore, all of these colleges are developing their competencies in HR, but I would not call them to the mark in the HR domain. I mean, when it comes to colleges like XLRI TES, they come nowhere to these colleges, because of course XLRI TES have developed their legacy over past 50, 60 years, right? And that's how they've
Mm-hmm.
grown their alumni network like crazy, right? So when you look at colleges like IIM Ranchi, IIM Indore, of course, they have the newly launched programs in HR, but I would, humbly say that they're nowhere close to colleges like XLRI and TES.
Understood. Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. Yeah, Abhinav, go ahead.
Hello, sir. So,
Yeah,
sir,
Abhinav.
I am a gym fresher and I'll be graduating in this July 2024. And I'm
Okay,
planning to give the CAT exam this year only.
okay,
And due to the current recession in the industry, I'm not able to get a decent placement from my college. So my question was that I have researched a bit about the composite score that is finally required to get in admission in IIMs. So it
yeah,
has around 20 to 30% weightage to the academic diversity, gender diversity, and work ethics. So my
Yeah.
question is that if I even score above 95 percentile, is there a fair chance that I can get the required composite score to get into maybe a second generation or third generation IM?
For sure. I mean, honestly, understand that every type of college, every band of college that exists has some, colleges which uh, favor people who have like more diversity, more work ex, and all those things. And there are a lot of colleges who, let's say, if we talk about tier ones, colleges like XLRI, IIM Calcutta, FMS, they care more about your CAT score, more about your present than your past, right? So when we consider tier two, there exist colleges like SIBM Pune, NMIMS, right? And some couple of CAP IMs as well, right? So NIFT. So every band of colleges has some colleges which favor people who have had a favorable past record or maybe which go through their own criteria. And there are some colleges which do not care about it, right? So irrespective of your profile, you will surely have a shot at some colleges which will be very happy to accept you, irrespective of maybe you being a gem or any other profile that exists out there.
But sir, my question is a little specific that, for example, we consider a college that has a weightage of 40% for the CAT score and rest other to various other factors. So even if
Hmm.
I score 99 percentile, I would be contributing just somewhere around 39.5 out of 40, and a person with 95 percentile will get 38 marks. And if he has a work ex of around a year or
No, no,
a
no,
year.
no, 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 no. That's not how it works. So it does not scale up with percentile, because if that's how it would work, then someone with even a 50 percentile would have a 20, right? But that's not how it works. That is based on your scaled score. Yeah, right. So a person with 99 percentile will have a scaled score of maybe 75. A person with 95 percentile will maybe have a scaled score of 50, 55-ish, right? So that is scaled according to your scaled score, not according to your percentile, right? So a person with 99 percentile and a person with 95 percentile will have a huge difference when it comes to the CAT component.
Okay, so the score is taken in consideration while
Yeah,
calculating.
yeah, there's the score that's taken. That's not the percentile that's taken into
Okay,
consideration.
so could you please just mention the safe range that should I target to get an admission in maybe a tier 2 or tier 3 IM?
I
So
mean, just a score, maybe if you want to get into a tier 2, tier 3, I am just to score 95 plus 96, 97, and you would surely get a chance. I mean, if you're targeting maybe I am Udaipur, I am Trichy, score maybe a 90 and 99 plus, you will have a chance. Rest for all the other colleges, score a 97, 98, you'll get a good chance. And
okay,
understand 97, 98 is not that tough. Honestly, it's just some level of consistent preparation and you're just through. Don't worry.
so actually I'm a little bit anxious because this year I've talked to some of my seniors and they were telling that they were waitlisted even for the IM Visakhapatnam interview at 97 percentile,
Hmm.
not even getting the chance to interview at IM Visakhapatnam at 97 percentile. Is it fair? Matlab,
All right. So understand that every year their criteria changes. Yeah, right. Sometimes when they need more engineers, they'll give more weightage to maybe CAT score, more less weightage to academic diversity. Sometimes when they want maybe a better, more diverse crowd, they'll increase the diversity score. Right. So every year the criteria for every colleges changes slightly. Right. But after that also, there will be a lot of colleges. Now, this case will just be there for 10 to 20% of the colleges. For all the other colleges, you surely will have a chance, right? So, not going into specifics, maybe you can miss one or two interview calls, but I've not seen someone with maybe a 98 percentile not even getting an admission in a tier 3 IM. Also, you should not even target a tier 3 IM if you have a 98 percentile. There are way better tier 1 institutions like MDI, IIFT, which will be happy to give you admission if the interview goes favorable, which will pay you a lot better, which have a very nice brand value, which have a very great alumni network, right? So honestly, no, of course, these things will be talked later upon, that how do you decide the preference of colleges. But if maybe you end up scoring a 98 percentile and you don't get a IIM Vishakhapatnam call, I would totally not tell you to get upset, because you surely will have five other calls with you, which will be good enough, right? So don't worry about it. The end goal is not to do MBA from a specific institution. The end goal is to get a good job, is to get a good alumni network, and is to get a good launch pad just so that you can do good in your career. right? And for that, there are a lot of good institutions that exist. Okay.
Okay, sir. I have another last question. That could you please suggest any of the coaching institute that I can enroll with for the MBA prep? And I am planning currently to go with Rodha. If any views you have on it.
All right. So do one thing, maybe DM me on Telegram, right? Let me understand your preferences a bit better. Let me understand what are your strengths and weaknesses, and accordingly, I will suggest you something which is suited to you, right? So after this session, maybe just DM me on Telegram and I will help you with it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much. Ritu's asking, hey, I'm from humanities and my quant is weak and VRC also, and I'm preparing myself. So please give me some tips so that I can score above 95 in CAT. Okay. All right, understood. We will not give you tips. We'll give you a structured framework, right? We'll give you a personalized mentor, and we'll give you a lot of documents, just so that you not only score 95 but 97 in CAT 2. Don't worry about it, right? I know one thing that I truly understand right now, guys, is a lot of you are very anxious, right? Maybe some of you have their quants as their very weak section. Some of you really face difficulties in VRC, but don't worry, guys. That is the motive of this initiative that we have started, right? What we are planning is for the next 5 6 months, we give you and load you up with anything and everything that you need to score good in your examinations, right? We've planned up a lot of stuff for you. What we're also going to do is we will solve 2 live mocks every single month for you, initially. Then we'll move on to solving 3 4 mock sessions, mock tests live in front of you every single month, right? We'll give you mock analysis tracker, we'll give you preparation tracker. There will be someone who will be monitoring that tracker for you, right? So do not worry, you will get as much personalized help as possible. We'll give you every single framework that you need to do get good in those examinations, right? So do not worry, just wait for maybe some time, right? Once we have like enough traction for these particular things, once we understand what are your clear requirements, we will surely give you anything and everything that you need, right? So do not worry. Any section, any particular section that's your weak section, we'll surely help you in improving all those particular points that you face difficulties with, and we'll make sure that you do really good in your final examinations, right? That will be a structured way. There will be an incremental process that will happen. We want you to see those improvements in your mock scores as you move forward, but that is surely going to happen if you have that patience and motivation to do that. Then there's Sai Kiran. What is the minimum percentile for PWD category? Maybe score above a 80, 85 percentile and you should be really good. Rishikesh is asking profile build करने के लिए क्या करना चाहिए? यार profile build करने के लिए what you can do is you can do some courses if you want to, if you have some organization which you can get associated with, just so that you can contribute. At least you can show that you can contribute there. That can help you, right? Maybe do some internship if that's possible for you, right? But anything and everything that you do, make sure that should not hamper your CAT preparation, right? So you can do any of these, but make sure that CAT stands at the very apex. Yeah, Deep Simar, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Aman. Um, Hope you're doing good.
Yeah, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing good. Thank you. Actually, I had a question, which I mean, you've answered already a part of it that, upskilling is one thing that you can do, but not at the cost of, sacrificing your CAT prep. But I have a little different question. I mean, I've had my 7 to 8 months of experience in Deloitte. I was doing my audit, but then I switched really early, like after 8 months, because I was not much inclined to it. So I shifted to PwC, and now I'm currently working for PwC as a consultant. And to be specific, I'm a PMO there. But I had a question: if in my MBA, if I get a good college and if I want to sit for other profiles, so usme, will it be a problem? Because like in my CV, there's like if I want to sit for HR, maybe, and if I mean, should I do something about it? Like I can do courses and all. Just may I have some inclination so that they don't grill me. So if you can suggest something.
All right, understood. See, understand that all that you need to do is step number one, do your work very, very properly in the office, right? Step
Right.
number two, prepare enough to get into a good HR college if you want to get into HR, right? Talking about XLRI, we have a lot of people from Deloitte USI, PwC, right, who have had a profile of consulting, audit, right, and they've got good HR internships, right. When I talk about good, they've got very good HR internships, right. And that's not just for HR. I've seen people from Big Fours getting into marketing, people from Big Fours getting into product management as well. So any domain that you want to get into, do not worry. Just make sure, first of all, that you get a good score and then eventually through the interviews get a good college. After you get a good college, you've got a easy runway of 4 to 5 months where you can frame yourself for any particular domain that you want to get into. Right? Your CV is going to be vetted for that particular domain just so that the recruiter understands your interest in that particular domain. Right? And also, you joining a good HR college is itself a good indication to show them that you're interested in HR, right? Why would someone invest their 2 precious years and the opportunity to do an MBA in a particular domain if they don't want to do that, right? So the recruiters definitely understand and they value that as your skill, actually, right? Even HRs these days are strategic HRs, right? They just do not need people pleasing skills. They need someone who's good with data. They need someone who can do liaising for them. They need someone who can maybe frame policies for them, understand company structure for them, right? So they value these skill sets that people like you have, right? So do not worry, they'll not grill you at all. They'll consider you as a very good asset, and that's why they would love to have you in their company, right? So do not worry about that.
Okay, thanks a lot.
No problem. Uh, and guys, understand that there's someone who just asked me, right? We're not a supplement, we're not a complement to coaching, right? It's not like you either take coaching or you either stay with MentorMeUp, right? Understand that MentorMeUp really acts so think about it like whenever you first learned to ride a cycle, right? You had two wheels. Whether that your dad or mom gifted you a cycle. Cycle had two wheels, right? But there were those two supporters, right, which always made sure that you didn't fall. So Mentor Me Up also acts as those supporters for you guys, right? We do not call ourselves someone who can replace coaching for you people. Of course, coaching has its own importance, right? Their mock tests have their own importance. We're there to help you how you can use those things efficiently, how you can develop a framework, how a personalized mentor can totally change the course of your preparation, right? For those 1,000 people who have enrolled in a coaching, 50 people who get that personalized guidance, who get that structured framework to prepare, how can things change for them is what we're trying to prove here, right? So it's not like someone asked me that, sir, should we take coaching or should we stick with you? It's like you take coaching, definitely go ahead, but we will help you with how you can go ahead with people who study with you at that coaching, how you can excel from their level of preparation to get into a zone where you are stronger than them, right? So that is something that I really wanted to clarify, that Mentor Me Up really acts as those strong supporting wheels which will always make sure that you never fall, which will always make sure that you keep moving forward, right? That is something we'll always make sure for you guys. Okay, so Raman is asking, sir, LRDI ke liye. So I've talked about this in this session itself, right? We'll provide you with the recording, maybe go back and see that. But just to summarize that, start doing the basic level questions, start with the DILR sets of 2017, 2018, look at those solutions after maybe 30 minutes of spending time at those sets, look at the solutions and see where you went wrong and how to comprehend things. Right, there is a channel Shankarji LRDI, you can search on YouTube. That is a really good section. So start doing LRDI questions from there. As we move forward, we'll surely tell you the best sources. We'll also provide you with questions, and we'll send you a solid list of questions as well. We'll try the video solutions just so that you understand our approach of solving those questions as well. So do not worry. Prachit is asking, what will be the fees for the value you're providing? Right. So for this bootcamp thing, there's no fees. For this doubt clearing session, there's no fees. Now, for of course giving you a mentor who will be there, right? There will be a small fees, right? We are yet to decide that what will be the fees, right? Our team is yet to figure out. But do not worry. Our objective here is to give you more value than what we ask, right? Because we do not want to establish a monetizing venture here where we just collect money from you right now. we came here just because we had an intent of helping you people first of all, right? Because we got into a good college because there were people who helped me in my time, right? So I understand that not everybody is fortunate enough to get someone who can help them, but through this platform we want to generate that particular scenario where each and every one of you have someone who will be there to help you at each and every step of your preparation, right? So what is the value of our time and expertise is something we'll tell you later on. But one thing that I can promise you is no matter what the problem you're facing, no matter what step of your preparation you are in, we will be there for you to guide you at each and every point in time, just so that you get that extra 5 to 10 percentile that you're aiming for, right? Do not worry. Yeah, Shweta, go ahead.
Oh, hi, Aman. Am I audible?
Yeah. Yes, you're definitely audible.
Yeah, so basically, my profile is that I did my undergrad in economics and then I joined Accenture in a data analytics role. And I've
Okay.
been working there for past 1.5 years. Uh,
Okay.
my inclination, like post joining Accenture and working in like a technical profile, has shifted more towards tech, and hence
Hmm.
my aspirations are to land a product management role once I join a B school. But
Yeah.
I don't have an engineering degree, so
Yeah.
that's why like I'm just, and I saw that you are also currently interning in a broadband role. So if you have
Yeah.
like any suggestions as to, like, since I will be appearing for CAT 2024, joining a B school in like next year June. So if you have any tips like as to how can I like basically incline my profile more towards technology and get like a
All
broadband
right.
shortlist once I'm on campus.
All right. So first of all, the data analytics role that you have will surely help you in getting a product management shortlist. Secondly, to supplement that, you can go on LinkedIn. There are multiple product management competitions. There are product management case decks competitions that are there, right? So take part in them actively, right? Participate in them actively. Solve product management cases for them actively, right? There's something known as next leap. Join next leap, work for building your profile around product management there. But again, to repeat, do not salvage your cat prep, right? So maybe if you can devote maybe 4 to 5 hours weekly to develop that profile area around product management, that will be good. But make sure that the dominant one still remains your preparation for examinations.
Got it, got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, Pratham, go ahead.
हेलो
Yes.
एक्चुअली मुझे ये पूछना था, लाइक जो अलजेब्रा का पार्ट है ना, तो मतलब
Mhm.
उसके बेसिक क्वेश्चंस तो मेरे बन जाते हैं, मतलब
Mhm.
क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन अगर कोई सॉल्व करनी है वगैरह वैसे हो जाते हैं, लेकिन जब कॉम्प्लेक्स एक्स एंड वाई के वेरिएबल्स में क्वेश्चंस आते हैं तो वो नहीं बन पा रहे। मतलब
Mhm.
दो डाउट्स थे उसमें। पहला कि मतलब तो फिर कौन से सोर्सेस में यूज करूं जिससे वो वाला कंसेप्ट मेरा क्लियर हो जाए कि एक्चुअली किधर
Mhm.
नहीं है। एक्चुअली सॉरी,
Okay.
मुझे ठीक से एक्सप्लेन नहीं करने आ रहा कि मेरा प्रॉब्लम कहाँ आ रहा है, और
नो
पूरे
प्रॉब्लम, नो
मतलब
प्रॉब्लम।
एक
एक
बात भी
चीज तो
शेयर करनी थी। एक ही मिनट,
हाँ हाँ।
एक बात शेयर करनी थी मुझे। मतलब वो
Mhm.
मतलब ऐसा बहुत अंदर से हर्ट भी कर रही है कि मतलब लास्ट 6 to 7 मंथ से कैट की प्रिपरेशन कर रहा हूँ, और मतलब ऐसा भी नहीं है कि मतलब टाइम पास वगैरह में कर रहा हूँ, डेली 7 to 8 आवर्स कर रहा हूँ। इनफैक्ट ऑफ कॉलेज है तो भी 7 to 8 आवर्स कर रहा हूँ, और ऐसे भी नहीं कि मतलब टाइम पास में कर रहा हूँ, एकदम डेडिकेटेडली कर रहा हूँ। फॉर्मूला बुक वगैरह बनाई है, हार्ड क्वेश्चंस जो होते हैं उसके भी बुक अलग से बनाई है। आरसी जैसे बताया कि 200 से ज़्यादा भी सॉल्व करके हो गए। एलआईडीआई भी कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन वो इम्प्रूवमेंट ही नहीं दिख रही है, और मतलब ऐसा लग भी नहीं रहा कि मतलब 6-7 महीने इतना एफर्ट्स डाल के भी कुछ रिजल्ट्स ही नहीं आ रहे। तो उसका भी पूछना था कि क्या चेंजेस कर सकता हूँ लाइक डेली प्लान्स में।
करेक्ट करेक्ट। तो देखो, पहली चीज तो ये है यार कि क्या होता है ना, देयर इज लॉट ऑफ थिंग अराउंड वेयर पीपल से दैट सॉल्व एज मेनी क्वेश्चंस एज यू वांट, एज यू कैन. What I always advise is spend as much time as you can on every single question while you're preparing, right? तो होता क्या है कि हम questions तो बहुत सारे कर लेते हैं, हम sets बहुत सारे कर लेते हैं, but हमें एक individual set पे जितना time देना चाहिए हम कई बार नहीं दे पाते, right? So what you can try and do is कि यार हर set, हर question जो आप कर रहे हो ना, do not just initially run towards finding the answer to it, right? See कि क्या पर्टिकुलर अप्रोच फॉलो होती है टू फाइंड द आंसर टू दैट क्वेश्चन, राइट? और किस टाइप के क्वेश्चन में क्या अप्रोच फॉलो होती है. एंड व्हेन वी अंडरस्टैंड कि कैसे टाइप के क्वेश्चन में क्या अप्रोच फॉलो होती है, देन आस्क योरसेल्फ कि क्यों ऐसे ही कर रहे हैं हम लोग, राइट? वाई कैन आई नॉट डू इट दिस पर्टिकुलर वे, वाई कैन आई नॉट डू इट दैट पर्टिकुलर वे। जब आरसी आप करते हो, आरसी में आप ऑप्शन एलिमिनेशन करते हो, जब आप लास्ट दो ऑप्शन में पहुंच जाते हो, हर बार आप गलत ऑप्शन टिक कर देते हो उसमें से। सो सी व्हाट इज दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग दैट वी यू सॉ इन दैट ऑप्शन व्हिच मेड यू टिक दैट ऑप्शन, राइट? आपने क्या देखा उस ऑप्शन में जिसकी वजह से आपने टिक किया, और आपने क्यों दूसरे ऑप्शन को रिजेक्ट किया। सो व्हेन यू स्टार्ट आस्किंग दैट व्हाई अगेन एंड अगेन ना, वैसे आपकी थॉट प्रोसेस डेवलप होना शुरू हो जाती है, राइट? डीआईएलआर में भी जब 4 सेट होते हैं, 5 सेट होते हैं, आप कौन सा सेट पहले पिक करते हो? आस्क योरसेल्फ व्हाई डिड आई पिक सेट 3 फर्स्ट एंड नॉट सेट 1, राइट? वहां पे आधा गेम चेंज हो जाता है, बिकॉज इफ सेट 3 इज वेरी टफ, you will end up spending a lot of time in a tougher set, which will cost you a lot. So ask these questions again and again. Why am I doing it this way? Why am I not doing it that way? राइट? तो एक चीज तो ये हो जाती है। दूसरा चीज क्या है कि अभी मॉक सीजन शुरू नहीं हुआ है, ठीक है? तो जब हम खुद से प्रिपेयर करते हैं तब हमें कभी कभी लगता है कि दिक्कत हो रही है, पर मान लो तुम अपना मॉक दोगे एंड यू एंड अप स्कोरिंग 95 परसेंटाइल, राइट? तो कई बार क्या होता है ना, जब तक वो कॉम्पिटिटिव स्कोप हमें पता नहीं होता कि हाउ आर अदर्स परफॉर्मिंग, वी कीप डाउटिंग आवरसेल्व्स। सो वेट, अब मॉक सीजन होना शुरू हो गए हैं, so enroll for simcats, enroll for other coaching institutes के mock test series, and see ki where are you currently standing as compared to other people, right? So once you understand that, that will also help you a lot, right? So don't worry, this is not an individual examination, it is at the end of the day a competitive examination. So you have to understand where are you as compared to other people, राइट? क्या पता आपसे डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस नहीं हो रहे, बाकियों से भी नहीं हो रहे हो, क्या पता वो क्वेश्चंस जेन्युइनली बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो, राइट? तो दैट इज टोटली फाइन, है ना? और ये जो आस्किंग वाई वाला चीज है, उसको प्रैक्टिस में लेके आ जाओ, परेशान मत हो, डोंट गो कि यार मेरे को आज 40 क्वेश्चंस करने ही है। 20 क्वेश्चंस भी करो, पर 20 क्वेश्चंस का इन डेप्थ अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो जाना चाहिए टिल द स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द नेक्स्ट डे, राइट? सो इफ दैट विल हैपन, उससे कंसेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी धीरे धीरे बिल्ड होगी, और उससे फिर एक्यूरेसी, स्पीड, सारी चीजें धीरे धीरे बिल्ड होना शुरू हो जाएगी। और कोई भी चीज में अगर डाउट होता है, जैसे तुमने बोला एक्स वाई वाले क्वेश्चन नहीं समझ आती, कुछ भी नहीं आता, पुट दैट अप इन द ग्रुप, any one of us for free will help you solve that question and will help you develop that thought process that you particularly need, है ना? ठीक है?
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
नो प्रॉब्लम।
लास्ट था, अलजेब्रा में कोई स्पेसिफिक, मतलब सिर्फ अलजेब्रा के लिए कोई स्पेसिफिक स्ट्रेटेजी बता सकते हो कि मतलब कैसे करूँ उसको?
अलजेब्रा के लिए यार देखो, स्पेसिफिक स्ट्रेटेजी यही होता है कि अलजेब्रा में सीइंग यही है कि देखो ज्यादा डिफरेंट टाइप के क्वेश्चंस होते नहीं है, ठीक है? अलजेब्रा में यही है कि 5-6 फॉर्मेट के ही क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, ठीक है? सो लर्न टू मास्टर एवरी फॉर्मेट, ठीक है? ये फॉर्मेट मान लो फंक्शन में एक डोमेन रेंज का क्वेश्चन होगा, एपीजीपी में तुम्हारा एएमजीएम इनइक्वालिटी होगा, राइट? तो ऐसे अलग अलग पैटर्न ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आइडेंटिफाई करके उनको मास्टर करना स्टार्ट कर दो। एक बार लाइन से 10-15 क्वेश्चन एएमजीएम इनइक्वालिटी के लगा दो, तो उससे क्या है कि वो पैटर्न अगर तुम्हारा क्लियर हो गया, तो 10-15 पैटर्न ही है टोटल, सारी चीजें अगर क्लियर हो जाएगी ना, तो ओवर एज अ होल अलजेब्रा भी तुम्हारा कवर हो जाएगा, ठीक है? तो रादर देन सॉल्विंग ऐसा रैंडम क्वेश्चन एक एएमजीएम का करके, एक क्वाड्रेटिक का करके, एक फंक्शंस का करने से अच्छा एक साथ क्वाड्रेटिक के 30 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लो, राइट? जस्ट सो दैट क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन पूरा क्रिस्टल क्लियर हो जाए तुम्हारा, है ना? तो दैट अप्रोच कैन श्योरली हेल्प यू कि वो सॉलिडिफाई हो जाएगा, वो कंसेप्चुअल नॉलेज जो है तुम्हारे दिमाग में। और
ओके, थैंक्स अ लॉट।
नो प्रॉब्लम। यस, दिशा।
हेलो सर।
ये दिशा,
सर, मैं ये पूछना चाहती हूँ कि मतलब मेरा जो रोज मैं पढ़ती हूँ, तो मेरा उसमें ना 3 सेक्शंस पूरे, ऑल 3 सेक्शंस का मैनेज नहीं हो पा रहा है, तो मैं कैसे मैनेज करूँ मेरा ऑल 3
करेक्ट। सो
सेक्शंस?
इट्स ओके, अंडरस्टैंड कि रोज 3 सेक्शंस करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है ना? इसको आप ऐसे भी कर सकते हो कि आप वीक के 6 डेज को डिवाइड कर सकते हो कि मेरे को 2 दिन अच्छे से वीआरसी करना है, फिर 2 दिन अच्छे से डीआईएलआर करना है, फिर 2 दिन अच्छे से क्वांट करना है। या ऐसे कर लो कि आज आरसी करना है, कल डीआईएलआर करना है, परसों क्वांट, फिर आरसी, फिर डीआईएलआर, फिर क्वांट, राइट? सो यू कैन सेग्रीगेट इट इन एनी पॉसिबल मैनर दैट यू वांट, ठीक है? वो होता है कि एक दिन में जब आप बहुत स्विच करते हो तो आपसे नहीं हो पाता, फ्रॉम नंबर्स टू लेटर्स टू पजल्स नहीं मूव कर पाता दिमाग, right? So it's totally fine,
Yes.
right? You can segregate it between days. You can do one section for today, one section for tomorrow. As we move forward, जुलाई अगस्त में धीरे धीरे फिर सारे सेक्शंस कैसे कंबाइन करने हैं एक ही दिन में वो सिखा भी देंगे और वो हो भी जाएगा once you develop that comfort. But अभी के लिए what you can do is you can do like one section in one particular day. You can do that.
Okay. How to improve my VRC section,
VRC के लिए
especially in
currently
RC?
Okay, so currently develop as good of a reading and understanding habit as you can. ठीक है, रोज मेक श्योर करो कि 30 मिनट्स रीडिंग के लिए स्पेंड करो, राइट? दैट इज
Hmm.
व्हाट इज इम्पोर्टेंट. एज यू मूव फॉरवर्ड, जैसे जैसे प्रॉब्लम जब सॉल्व करने लगोगे तो अंडरस्टैंड कि आरसीज में यू हैव टू टेक अ एलिमिनेशन अप्रोच. कि इफ देयर आर 4 ऑप्शंस, यू एलिमिनेट 2 ऑप्शंस लुकिंग एट देम कि यार ये तो हो ही नहीं सकते, राइट? कोरिलेट देम विद द पैसेज, अंडरस्टैंड कि ये तो हो ही नहीं सकते. लास्ट दो जो ऑप्शंस बचते हैं कि इनमें से एक आंसर होने वाला है, then what you do out of
Hmm.
those options is you look at the minute details of those options. क्या किसी ऑप्शन में ऐसा कुछ तो नहीं दिया जिसके बारे में पैसेज में बात ही नहीं कही है? क्या कोई ऑप्शन ऐसा तो नहीं है which sounds very right but that is not related to the question that's asked, राइट? तो फिर वो जो 2 ऑप्शंस बच जाते हैं उसको अच्छे से एक्सरे करो और उसमें से एक मिस्टेक फाइंड आउट कर लो किसी भी एक ऑप्शन में, एलिमिनेट दैट एंड चूज द अदर वन, right? But first of all, develop that reading habit that you need. और CAT 2016, 17, 18 के आरसी सॉल्व करना शुरू करो, उसमें देखो कि कैसे
Yes.
एक्यूरेसी आ रही है, ठीक है?
ओके. और मतलब टीचर्स बोल रहे हैं कि आप न्यूज़पेपर रीड कीजिए, तो मैं न्यूज़पेपर रोज रीड करती हूँ बट मुझे समझ ही नहीं आता कि उसमें क्या रीड करना है. और कभी कभी रीड करती हूँ तो मुझे समझ ही नहीं आता इसका मीनिंग क्या है. ऐसा हो
ठीक है,
जाता
तो
है.
थोड़ा सा इजी न्यूज़पेपर्स रीड करने से स्टार्ट कर सकते हो, राइट? इफ यू वांट टू एग्जैक्टली रीड न्यूज़पेपर्स, ट्राई स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम न्यूज़पेपर्स लाइक हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स, राइट? दे आर प्रीटी इजी
यस.
न्यूज़पेपर्स.
हाँ, वो
डू
थोड़ा
नॉट,
सा मुझे अंडरस्टैंडेबल रहता है कि
या
उसकी थोड़ी सी लैंग्वेज बहुत सिंपल सी होती है तो मैं उसको इजीली
करेक्ट,
कर लेती हूँ.
करेक्ट. सो स्टार्ट फ्रॉम
और
इजी न्यूज़पेपर्स. या
यस, और उसमें रीड क्या क्या करना होता है? मीन्स ओनली एडिटोरियल्स या मतलब और भी जो न्यूज़
Yeah,
होती
I
है
mean
वो?
anything. अभी के लिए स्टार्टर्स के लिए रीड whatever you're interested towards. ठीक है, जिसमें भी
हम्म.
इंटरेस्ट आए पढ़ने में वो पढ़ो. धीरे धीरे मूव टुवर्ड्स एडिटोरियल्स, धीरे धीरे मूव टुवर्ड्स बिजनेस न्यूज आल्सो, इंटरनेशनल न्यूज आल्सो. तो धीरे धीरे डाइवर्सिफाई whatever you're reading. Initially you can start with whatever you like reading in the newspaper.
मेरी रीडिंग स्पीड अच्छी है बट मैं मतलब जैसे कि बहुत बड़ा पैसेज होता है या बहुत बड़ा पैरा होता है तो उसका मैं हाफ ही अंडरस्टैंड कर पाती हूँ, फिर आधा मतलब लास्ट तक एंड पॉइंट तक आ जाती हूँ तो फिर मैं पूरा ही भूल जाती हूँ कि मैंने क्या अंडरस्टैंड किया है
करेक्ट. तो फॉर
पूरे
दैट यू
पैसेज
हैव
को.
टू स्लो डाउन योर रीडिंग स्पीड, है ना? अगर ऐसा कभी भी होता है तो धीरे पढ़ो थोड़ा सा. स्लो डाउन योर रीडिंग स्पीड, रीड स्लो, रीड थ्रू द लाइंस, है ना? डू नॉट टारगेट
हम्म.
योरसेल्फ कि मेरे को तो फटाफट ही खत्म करना है. धीरे 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 धीरे
हम्म.
पढ़ो, समझ समझ के पढ़ो, तो यू विल रिटेन व्हाटएवर यूर रीडिंग, है ना?
हाँ. और DILR में ना मैं मतलब स्केलेटन तो कर लेती हूँ, मतलब स्केलेटन बना लेती हूँ बट कभी कभी मुझे उसको भी समझ नहीं आता है कि उसमें करना क्या है. मतलब ऐसा हो जाता है कि हाफ
करेक्ट.
पूरा प्रिपेयर हो जाता है बट आगे का फिर मुझे समझ नहीं आता कि अब इसमें क्या अप्रोच करनी चाहिए और क्या करना चाहिए.
करेक्ट. तो एज वी गो, धीरे धीरे आगे ना, जैसे जैसे करते जाओगे वो चीज और क्लियर होती जाएगी, ठीक है? शुरू में तो इट
हम्म.
हैपेंस कि नहीं समझ आ रहा है, नहीं पता है, बट धीरे धीरे व्हाइल यू सॉल्व मोर क्वेश्चंस, योर पैटर्न्स विल स्टार्ट टू फॉर्म. यू विल रियलाइज कि हाँ, ये टाइप के क्वेश्चंस तो ऐसे होते हैं, वो टाइप के क्वेश्चंस तो वैसे होते हैं. तो दैट विल स्लोली हैपन, राइट? इनिशियली DILR में यू विल स्ट्रगल अ लॉट, but as you move forward things will get easy for you and you will get a better clarity at the subject. Don't worry.
ओके. लास्ट क्वेश्चन. मैं FMS कॉलेज को टारगेट कर रही हूँ तो मतलब उसके लिए मुझे क्या क्या किस किस चीज की जरूरत पड़ सकती है, मतलब कि अपना
किसी चीज
प्रोफाइल
की
बिल्डिंग
नहीं.
के लिए.
FMS does not value your profile. Just get a good CAT score and you will get FMS.
तो कितना स्कोर होना चाहिए उसके लिए?
Ideally, target 99 plus for
ओके.
FMS.
तो
If
सेक्शनल
you're
भी
a
होता
general
है,
candidate,
एनुअल होता है?
FMS में sectional candidate cutoffs नहीं होते. FMS
ओके.
में there's a composite score. VRC को they give 40% weightage, DILR को 30, quant को 30. That is there, but उसके अलावा कोई
यस.
sectional cutoff नहीं होता as such.
ओके. थैंक यू सो मच.
No problem. All right, last one or two questions, guys. Yeah, Raman, go ahead.
हेलो सर।
Hello.
तो सर मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि सर जैसे मैं डेली बेसिस पे सर जैसे मैं क्वांट्स के अप्रोक्सीमेटली 20 to 30 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करता हूँ डेली, ठीक है।
Okay.
तो सर जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल उनमें से मेरे कोई 4-5 क्वेश्चन जो थोड़े हाई क्वालिटी के हुए वो मेरे से नहीं हुए, बाई चांस नहीं बने मेरे से, तो मैं उनको अलग से नोटबुक पे लिख लेता हूँ, है ना।
ठीक है,
तो
ठीक
सर
है।
जब मैं उनको सेकंड टाइम रिवाइज करूंगा फॉर एग्जांपल, तो सर मैं जितने सॉल्व कर रहा हूँ 20-30 क्वेश्चन वो सारे रिवाइज करूँ कि या फिर जो क्वालिटी क्वेश्चन मेरे से नहीं बने मैं उन्हीं को रिवाइज करूँ सिर्फ।
ओनली द क्वालिटी क्वेश्चंस। आई मीन जो तुमसे वैसे भी बन गए हैं वो तो तुम्हें रिवाइज करने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि और ऑल्सो जब तुम क्वालिटी क्वेश्चंस करोगे फिर रिवाइजिंग द टफ क्वेश्चंस, इजी क्वेश्चंस का रिवीजन तो वैसे भी हो ही जाता है, राइट। तो
ओके
कंसेप्ट जो इजी क्वेश्चंस के हैं वो तो तुम वैसे ही बना लोगे, दैट्स नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम। सो ओनली रिवाइज क्वालिटी क्वेश्चंस, ठीक। तो मेक श्योर यू पुट, और ऐसा भी क्वेश्चन जो तुम्हें लगता है कि यार तुमसे सॉल्व हो गया बट इट्स क्वालिटी वाज वेरी गुड, उसको भी नोटबुक में लिख लिया करो, क्योंकि कई बार क्या होता है एक बार में हो जाता है but next time when we try to do it again maybe 3-4 months later तो वो नहीं होता, right? So any question while preparation which you feel is a good question but हो गया वो, उसको भी लिख लेना चाहिए।
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
No problem. Yeah, Shubham, go ahead.
Hello, Aman sir. So I just wanted to ask, like, when you were preparing for CAT and ZAT, at
Yeah.
that time, like, what was your strategy while preparing? Like, as Raman said, that whatever he finds difficult, whatever some questions he finds difficult, he just note it down, and after a few days, he'll revise it again. Similarly, in while your preparation, in your preparation journey, what kind of such things you did?
Correct. So what I used to do was I was heavily reliant on mocks. Okay, so what I used to do was I had a notebook for mock analysis, and in that every mock that I used to give, I had a structured framework of analyzing mocks. I had a specific way in which I used to analyze mocks. It used to take me like मैं 2 घंटे mocks देता था, and I used to analyze mock for another 1.5-2 hours. Right. So my preparation was heavily reliant on mocks. In that notebook, I used to mention every particular thing, and before giving my next mock, I used to look at everything that happened in the past, whatever number of mocks that are there, just so that I don't make those mistakes in the next mock which I did in the past. Right. So that was something that was my strategy towards it. Also, for I used to practice those particular concepts which I was weak at a lot. Right. I used to not put a lot of time at things which I was very strong at. I mean, of course, I gave them the time to make them strong, but once I feel they're strong enough, I used my time to put them into things which I felt were not so strong, just so that the idea behind it is that agar if I get easy questions from those particular concepts, I should be able to do it. So that is something I always advise to people also. But I will have a detailed session on this preparation and mock analysis strategy. You'll surely have that. Don't worry about it, where I'll actually break my preparation down for you, and I'll break an ideal preparation down for you how you can do that. Right? So don't worry about it.
Okay. So, also, what I have realized from my past experience, like last year's experience, that like you said this before, that like exam, like that exam, CAT exam does not care how you solved it. It's you if you solved it or not. That's most important.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how you solved it. Okay. So,
Yeah.
like, there are ample of questions where there is just a one itch which we need to find. Okay,
Yeah.
we like you said, we can use options for to get the answer or get to the answer.
Yeah.
Basically, like how to get your mindset right into that zone, like where yeah, okay, this is how it's going. So okay, there must be an itch. So how do I set my mind in a way that it will always work to find that itch and not to go in a traditional way? Because last year I've struggled with this a lot while solving, especially quants questions. I used to go with the traditional method. For example, if there's a
Got it.
quadratic question, my hand will just try to solve it in a LHS and RHS
Got
format.
it.
But
Got it.
most of the time, there is an itch, there is a shortcut, or I won't say shortcut, but there is something unique way to that there is a different approach towards it. So how to
Got
put
it.
the
Got it.
mind in a situation where it will work in that work for towards that approach.
Got it. Got it. So understand that what I follow is I first of all look at those ways, right? I spend good 20-30 seconds to see if I can use one of those ways, option putting, value assumption, if I can do any of that to solve this particular questions or not. If in the 30 seconds I do not get any approach and if I don't see clarity in doing things that way, then I follow a traditional way. I write things down and see, right? And even in writing things down, you do not have to particularly write all the steps down, right? Maybe write three, four steps and then skip two steps just because they're so intuitive and everything. So try to skip steps if you can, just so that if that they don't hurt your accuracy. Also in the initial 20-30 seconds, develop that approach that you want to solve it using, some of the alternative ways. If in the 20-30 seconds there's no way that you can see out of it, and there will be some questions where there's no way to put options or assuming values, those you have to do by traditional methods, right? But for a lot of questions around arithmetic, but a lot of questions around algebra, you can solve them, by values, options, all those things, right? So for those questions, first have the initial approach through that, and if that does not happen, maybe you can solve it using a traditional way.
So I'm so sorry, I'm taking a lot of your time. So one
Mhm.
last question I have. Okay,
Yeah.
so during my preparation for last year, I experienced like this is like while preparation, there was a time like I was doing good. Okay, like I was
Mm.
solving questions. I was like you said, I was going through the different approach as well.
Yeah.
Okay, but after some time, suddenly everything started falling apart. Like even the easiest question, I was not able to solve it. I was going through, I was going through, going for the traditional approach only. I was not able to think from the different approach or the unique approach. So like I just named that phase as a cat block. Like what a person should do when he gets into a cat block. Like
All
there's
right.
a
So
time where your brain does not work properly, or you're not in the right mind at that time. So what one should do in such situation?
all right. So when you face a cat block, as you told me, one thing that you do is, let's say if that's an extreme cat block, what you do is take a break of a day, right? And if that happens within the paper,
Mhm.
right? If the cat block happens within the paper, what you do is, see, understand that the way to stop that from happening is something that you have to do in your preparation, right? While you do your preparation,
Yes.
while you solve those questions, make sure that you solve those questions through both the ways possible, right? Every
Okay.
question that you solve while you're at home, solve it
Mhm.
using the traditional method, also solve it using some alternate way also. While you do it a lot of times, your brain will automatically get that muscle memory, right? Why that happens is
Mhm.
because we practice by solving the traditional method a lot, but we never
Yeah.
practice by solving the alternative ways a lot, right? And that is why our brain
Mhm.
does not have that confidence that we'll be able to do it, right? And while
Mhm.
we are in the
Exactly.
paper, we cannot gamble, right? We need to have that
Yeah.
confidence. And that is the problem, because our brain does not have that confidence that we can do it by some other way. We just go towards the traditional way. So the way to stop it is, while you're
Exactly.
doing it at home also try to do it using both the ways. Get your brain that confidence that it needs. Get yourself that assurance that you can do it using alternate ways. And that's how you can uh, stop that block from happening.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. And I really want to appreciate for taking up this initiative.
No problem. No problem, Shumam. Thank you so
Thank you, sir.
much.
Have a good night.
Good night. All right, guys. I hope I could clear a lot of your doubts. Right. We'll be holding these sessions again. Moving further, we'll be holding a lot of them. Do not worry about it. Anything and everything that you need help with, any doubt that you have, will surely be cleared as soon as possible. Right. And I really appreciate you spending your time sitting here listening to me for so long. I don't know how I sound, but I just hope my words sound good to you, my ideas sound good to you. Right. So thank you so much for coming here. Really appreciate it. Take care, have a good night, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you, Nilesh.